My oh my, I believe you enjoyed the first ever episode of the ChitChat, and this second episode is an exciting one which is featuring a vice president of the political science department. Not only is he a student doing well in academics, he's also doing well with leadership staff. Not only is he the vice president of the political science department, but he is also the general secretary of the Civil Education UG chapter. Don't forget to stay tuned and watch this video and see more exciting content. Don't forget to subscribe to see more exciting content from Sparrow Studio Ghana. Stay tuned. All right, viewers, you are welcome to our first ever interview. And as said, today we are interviewing our senior man here, and he's no other person than Jeffery Yeboah. You're welcome, boss.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope I got the name right though.
Jeffery Adu Yeboah.
Okay, so he says it's Jeffery Adu Yeboah. Okay, so you're welcome to the ChitChat on Sparrow Studio Ghana. And so basically, first we would want to begin by knowing a bit more about you, life, family, everything. We want to know a bit more about you. So tell us something small.
Okay, so yes, I'm in level 300 in the University of Ghana studying political science and information studies. I attended the only school in Ghana, Mfan's Film School.
Which only school? Which one is that?
Mfan's Film School.
Oh, Master.
You know this?
Who? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The Infant Film School is the only school in Ghana.
Oh, it is.
Oh, no.
I am the vice president of the Political Science Students Association.
Okay.
PUSA. And then, yes, I attend the Methodist Church of Ghana. I am in Gamsu. Yes, and I think, yes, these are the things you can talk about. Now, if you ask questions, I will be willing to answer.
Interesting. So should I shock you that actually there are only 2 schools in Ghana? That's Prempeh and then the rest. What do you have to say about that?
Oh, well, I mentioned what everyone accepts. So if you are seeing something in your point of view, why not?
Who accepts
the
that?
The whole world knows this.
That Boche is the only school in Ghana.
Of course. I mean, I mentioned them fans when you even told me Boche. Like you are even adding up to.
Well, I know them because it's Boche, and we in our history, like we came out of Boche, but at the end we beat Boche in everything. Boche comes nowhere near us in anything. Like in terms of achievements, everything. They say the oldest school in Ghana, but
it's quite unfortunate NSMQ is the only achievement we talk about, because to have a school that has produced the best students in the whole West Africa, that's, I don't think I've ever seen Prempeh produce such a student before. And I mean, all you can talk about is NSMQ. When you talk about infrastructure, a lot of things, I mean, you can't do that comparison. Even Presec admits.
Well, I wouldn't go into mentioning achievements of Prempeh because they say actions speaks better than words, right? So our track records actually speaks for us. But let's come back to reality. So tell us a bit more about your educational journey. How you came to the university, how you started, and how it's going for you, and then what you envision. Some of us, we came to the university with first class ambition, but at this point I would say it's like it's casting or something. So like tell us a bit of your educational journey in the university.
Okay, in the university, right from Film School, I knew I was going to come to University of Ghana. My dad wanted me to buy UCC and as part of it because I'm closer to that place.
Okay.
But then I deliberately didn't buy, and I told him the deadline was up, so that I can only buy Legon.
I didn't get this from Bouquet Boys.
I didn't want to give him a room for him to say that you've gotten Legon and UCC too. Let's think out. No, you won't even think about it. It's just Legon. So yes, and God being so good. Well, I wanted to do law. And unfortunately for me, as at that time, Legon gave me political science, information studies, and Russian. It was something that I wasn't too happy about that, but then later I came to accept that the will of the Lord always supersedes what we want. And even as at now, if you should ask me that what course would I want to do if time should rewind, I would choose political science and information studies on any day, even over law. That is not to say I wouldn't want to do law, but
Okay.
then I may do it later on. But the kind of things God has used me for in this sphere, I feel like I'm very grateful for that, and I'll choose that on any day. For Russian, it was one course I was scared because I didn't. I mean, no one understands it in our
You
country,
can do.
so I tried my best, and then God being so good, I got very good grades in the course, first semester, second semester, and then I could drop it peacefully. So then I could continue with the political science and information studies from that. And then so far so good actually. I'll say that. I mean, it's not always the best
Yeah.
for every course, but then if you are able to get the A's, the B's, and then you keep going, at least if the GPA is not killing you so much,
Killing
we,
us
we are
softly.
trying. Yes, we
Yeah.
are trying because this one hits you here and this one raises you here, and that's why I'm not dropping information studies, because at least when political science is stabbing you, information studies is
Is
healing you.
healing you. Interesting. Interesting
Yes.
fact that when one is stabbing you, one is healing you. So okay, so you made mention of the fact that um the will of the Lord, it was the will of the Lord for you to do political science, if I heard you right.
Oh yeah.
And then you said by the grace of God, doing political science had opened doors or had made you gain certain achievements and stuff. So to me, the will of the Lord has been established, right?
That's manifested.
It has manifested. Okay, so what are some of these manifestations that, since you are revealing God here for us, then that means you are a church going member. So, what are some of these achievements that political science had actually given you the opportunity to?
Oh, I would say that um, if I hadn't done political science, I wouldn't have met the beautiful people that God has brought into the political science department.
Okay.
First off, two, I wouldn't have been able to build certain relationships. I know from law students that it's a very busy course. I mean, you can't have time to do certain things, but political science gives you that room to be subjective in certain things, and then you can have time for other things that you want to do. So with that, I am able to manage my time and then engage in other activities that are also very beneficial. And it has also shaped my leadership qualities. It has given me a fair idea about whatever my political ambitions should be and are about. So I feel like for political science, it's a very interesting course. I'll say one of the most interesting. That's why we are the most vibrant department in the school, because all the time we have the people who are yearning to
Oh, hold
know
on that.
more about politics in the country.
Okay, the most vibrant department on campus. I see. Well, I'll hold on that. And
This is
then
actually not subject to opinions, because it's we all admit
I
that
can talk of business school.
business school is not a department.
Okay, so you acknowledge the fact that it's a department you're talking about.
Yes, I mean, we are under the School of Social Sciences. So if you
Okay.
should say that the business school is more vibrant than the School of Social Sciences, I may agree. But when you talk about
Political science department.
there
That
is
is
no
more.
department in the business school that is more vibrant than POSA. Actually, there is no department. It is
Okay.
when you all come together that you make the whole business school a school. But then for POSA, we really stand out even in the School of Social Sciences.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, okay, so you are the vice president of the political science department. Congratulations on that.
Political Science Students Association.
Political Science Students Association. Well,
Yes, let's distinguish that a bit.
all right, sure. So congratulations on that. So, like, how had the political journey? So, did you have it in mind that once I come to the University of Ghana, Legon, I would venture into politics, or when you came into the school, something actually rekindled that passion in you, or is it by virtue of you being a political student that made you like have that passion for politics or political things in the university?
Okay, well, I'll say that I've had political leadership is something that has been in me since childhood.
Okay.
That one I cannot deny
So
that.
hold on. That to say that you had a portfolio back at Infantipim.
Yes, I
And,
did.
and what was that?
It was not a prefectorial position though, but
Okay.
I was the president for Civic and Child Rights Club, and also the French Club.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so you can proceed with.
Well, that did not mean that I didn't run for a prefectorial position. I did, but then appointment didn't touch me. So,
It's all good.
yes.
You are making it big time here. Yeah, it's better
Thank God.
here than.
Oh, and I feel like for when it comes to my style of leadership, well, appointment is something that is subject to certain people's opinions
Yeah,
or
very
what
much.
people think. I mean, if someone feels like this person outweighs you, then
Yeah,
it's their point.
definitely.
But then when it comes to interaction with people to know who is their best choice, whenever I am put for election, I've never lost an election.
Interesting, interesting. So back to the question on how the
Yes.
political ambition started.
So yes, coming into Legon, I really didn't want to involve myself into politics because I didn't really like how how I was all over the place back in infancy school, and then at the
Okay,
end of the day, I didn't win. So I was afraid I would come here and then I would be all over the place, and then things that happened to me will just happen again. So I wanted
the
to
fear of the unknown.
hide myself,
Okay,
but then the Lord still didn't.
this your Lord. I want to find out this your Lord.
Oh yes, He's a God we all know.
Yeah, in fact.
So He didn't. He pointed out every single thing in me and pulled me out. He didn't let me. He says that you are the light, and then you should shine
Shine
for the
so
whole
bright.
world to see
Yeah.
you. So I was trying to hide my light under something, but then the Lord pulled me out through various means, and then I didn't have any other option than to come out. And then trust me, I would have regretted if I never came out because the number of lives that have been touched by my leadership and are innumerable. And then I would have done them so much harm if I never came out. So I'll say that the whole leadership thing has been divine oriented, and then I'm still leading in the path that the Lord wants me to use for in this school.
That's a great revelation. That's a great revelation. So let's see how all the so there is this notion that if you are doing political science, that means obviously you are becoming a politician, quote unquote. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, so political science does not necessarily make you a politician. It makes you understand the politics in our country
Okay.
and then what it is really about. So I'll say that in the point of view of every political science student, certain things that the ordinary Ghanaian may not understand or may not think in that perspective, a political science student will understand it well and know that this is why this is this and this is why that is that in our political environment. So it makes you understand that first off, and also it gives you the edge to make the impact you want to you are learning in class, because when you are in class and then you are learning certain things and then you realize that this is actually the way things should be and then things are not being done that way, then you feel like, I mean, as genuine as you are, you may want to make things the right way if they are going wayward in our country. So that is where politicians are groomed, but it's not necessarily that everyone becomes a politician. If you enter the public sector, there's a course in political science known as public administration. If you enter the public sector, you understand why your director is a, a civil servant, and then the minister is a political appointee. So your relationship between those people, you know how to. Those are the things that political science will teach you. You understand? So if you become a civil servant, someone becomes a public servant, someone becomes a political appointee, then you know that okay, this is exactly what is moving on in our environment. So I mean, it's one of the best courses you can ever come
Interesting. The way
across.
you just spoke extensively on the public administration and everything, the public sector and everything. I'm tempted to say that there is a bit of interest there.
Oh yes, it was one of the courses I really loved, and I would want to do that course over and over again.
Over and over again. So, like, does that mean that we're having some interest of maybe one day becoming some MP, some president, yeah, or something, because the way you are really interested in that particular course.
Oh, I'm doing governance and leadership. That's Prof. Jampo's course, because I like to be where I feel I can contribute. And I'll say that about having political ambitions in the future, I'm still walking in the path of the Lord. Just as I said, when I came here, I didn't personally think I would be vice president of COSA. If someone showed me that vision in level 100, I would have called him a liar. But then the Lord knew where He was taking me to. So right from here, I will still walk in the path that He's taking me
I think at this point we all need to walk in that path because the way the Lord is revealing to some of us sitting here, it's a
to.
great journey, and I think you are actually having an interesting journey so far. So, and I came across something that you are also the general secretary for Education Club UG chapter. Can you tell
Yes,
us a bit more about the Civic Education um,
club.
club?
Okay, so for civic education, as I said earlier, I was president in Infancy School, and then
Okay.
I really loved how I felt like it's one of the commissions in the country that focuses on your civic rights. And mind you, that is even what makes politicians, or
Yeah.
that's what makes the leaders of the country. So if all Ghanaians decide that we won't vote, then there will be no leaders at all. If all Ghanaians decide to vote, then we have
Leaders,
leaders.
yeah.
So to become a good leader, you should be able to be someone that is can convince your people and give them a reason why they should appoint you. And I believe that they should elect you. And I believe that that is the main purpose of the civic education NCC, that's National Commission for Civic Education, um, giving people the reason why they should vote and then moving on to vote during elections. So today, for instance, we are having the district assembly elections, and then NCC has done intensive publicity and telling Ghanaians that they should all vote and participate in this election, just so that we don't have anyone to be blamed when we elect leaders that are not performing. So that is the only power that we have. So involving myself in civic education, I believe that I'm doing the basic right of every Ghanaian to vote in elections. And I started that even when I was not 18. So that shows the passion.
You start. So does that mean that it's your own foundation?
Oh no! I'm saying that I started involving myself in
In
civic education or
okay,
civic duties.
okay, okay, okay. That's interesting. So, I would like to read something here. I think on your Twitter space, right? So,
Okay.
Jeffery Adu Yeboah today. That's 29th November 2023. I donated 100 bags of water, first aid boxes, and dustbins to the Sports Directorate of the University of Ghana in collaboration with TruePows.com. In collaboration with Press Eyes and Unica Herbal Center. This was in support of the ongoing Interhorse Games. So, first of all, um, let's come to the ambassadorial part. Does that mean that you are an ambassador of Press Eyes Mineral Water?
Yes, I'm an ambassador for Perez Eyes and True Pops.
Oh, okay, interesting, interesting. That's great. Then I believe you are chopping money.
Chopping money there, not yet. I would say that it is now starting to gain foundation in the school
Okay.
because it's the most affordable water on campus. That's Perez Eyes. You won't get 7 cities bag of water anywhere.
So a
So
bag of water is 7 cities.
just 7 cities. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
So I mean that it's something that if everyone should know about, they would come in. So we are still in the foundation process. When it becomes something big, that is when we can say we are chopping
And
money.
then I believe that some of that money will come to me because I think we
Oh
are doing
well,
this together.
will
Right?
come to you.
Yeah,
Oh,
some of
why
the
not?
money.
Why
Okay.
not?
Thank
If
you.
you
Thank you.
purchase, it's a lot, and
Must
then
I purchase before I get some?
uh,
I thought you do some donations to me so that I'll
donations.
also chop some.
Oh, we will come together and donate to those who need it the
Okay,
most.
so when it comes to University of Ghana, when you see people like donate, they'll go to places, they give this to this, they give this to these people. So does that mean like we have this notion that okay, they are seeking some
Political.
political ambitions or something? Is it something that is backing this donation as well?
Okay, so I will say that first, in my position as vice president of COSA, I am mandated to work to the interests of my people. That is the main thing. I have I may have political ambitions, all right, but in my office as PUSA Vice President, I should make my people understand that even beyond the environs of the political science department, I am still the leader they know. So let's not take it into, if I did that without a position, fine. But then in my office as Vice President of PUSA, I feel like um, I mean, when I went, those people, the sponsors approached me because I was vice president for
Okay.
PUSA, and they knew I had some impact. So definitely, it gave me that right or that mandate to move ahead and support my school. So let's understand it that way, rather than I've not declared any political ambitions afterwards.
Yeah, definitely have not declared, but who knows? Yeah. So, Mr. Jeffrey, we want to look into the future. How does the future look like for like Jeffrey? How does the future look like for you?
Oh, the future looks so bright because I believe that there's still more the Lord wants to use me for.
Please
Or
find this Lord, oh, find the Lord, cause
oh yes, I believe that there is actually there is no point in life if you walk outside of His will. Because just as I started, I got very good grades in the WASI, and then I could have done law even in another school or even here. But then the moment I understood that it was the will of God to do political science, I told my dad no, under no circumstance would I change this course. And then so far, so good. So the future is very exciting because I believe that um, as many people as I get in touch with, I'll build monuments in their hearts.
okay. So, Mr. Jeffrey Adu Yeboah, I think we've had a very exciting conversation, and personally, I enjoyed everything personally. So, it's a pleasure having you. It's a pleasure having you share your small journey with us and everything. So, is there any final thing you would want to say to your younger self? Like,
Yeah.
what's anything you would want to say to them at this point? You've reached a certain level, and definitely are people looking up to you. Definitely are people also now coming into the university. Any final word to this younger self of yours?
Okay, so the first thing I would say is that do not walk outside the will of the Lord. Um, Pray and hear the voice of the Lord in everything that you do, because definitely I wouldn't have gotten here if not for His will. And then don't be under pressure on any circumstance to do certain things that other people are doing. Just keep your faith and be persistent in everything that you are doing. Keep on, be consistent and persistent. And then in all your doings, have a very fair mind. Let's do everything out of goodwill, and then you definitely succeed.
Dear viewers, he says that don't be under pressure to do certain things. At this juncture, we had a very exciting interview conversation with Mr. Jeffery Adu Yeboah, the Vice President of the Political Science students of University of Ghana. And I believe he has shared a lot of things with us that you will learn a thing or two from. Don't forget to subscribe to Sparrow Studio Ghana. Turn on the notification bell as well, so that anytime we drop new videos, you will be able to get access to these videos and then enjoy these exciting content. See you next time in our next videos. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.